Hi and welcome to Restore 2023. Today we're going to be in Proverbs 7 and 8. So, beginning at chapter 7, this is an appeal by a father to his son, warning him against the adulterer. The father is imploring his son and later sons to cling to wisdom and to his commandments. And it is by keeping wisdom as an intimate friend, here as sister, is the means to keep away from the adulterous woman. He warns how the reckless stumble into adultery by putting themselves in the wrong place, here passing near her corner, and at the wrong time, which here is twilight, a time of darkness. Perhaps the impending darkness is a symbol of the story as a whole. The recklessness, in contrast to the clear instruction of 5:8 to keep your way from her and not to go near the door of her house. It makes me think of our instruction to flee from sin, trying to put ourselves into situations where we are more likely to be tempted, trying not to put ourselves into situations where we are more likely to be tempted. The woman is described in terms similar to wisdom, who cried aloud in the streets and markets, but the implication is that her actions, loud, wayward, and in public, embody a deceptive heart and are those of the woman of folly in chapter 9. The woman uses whatever she can as part of her appeal. She puts the young man off his guard by kissing him. Romantic kissing in public was not an acceptable practice in Israelite culture, and the boldness would set the man aback and then flatters him by thinking he is someone special. She promises sensual delights. The sacrifices are probably peace offerings, and the implication is that she has meat at home, which was a luxury item. This is a stark example of a disconnect between her religious practice, the peace offering was meant to foster communion with God, and the path of her life, a disconnect that the prophets so often condemn. Once again, the foolish path is described as a trap that ends in death and destruction. The way to be vigilant and cautious is to embrace wisdom, to have his Father's commandments written on his heart. In chapter 8, wisdom is described also as woman, as a great lady, which helps illustrate the central message of Proverbs. The origin, existence, and purpose of wisdom are properly framed in a relationship with the covenant Lord, who is also the maker of heaven and earth. And as a result, the realm of wisdom encompasses every aspect of life in every corner of creation. Her discourse has 5 main sections. First one, an address, which is in verses 4 to 5. A call to listen to her instruction and the reasons why, verses 6 to 11. A description of her divine origin and use. And a concluding appeal that again addresses the sons and thus evokes all the preceding paternal appeals as integral to her instruction. The final verses of this chapter suggest that it is essential to have wisdom as you seek to obey God. Verse 35, for whoever finds me finds life and obtains favour from the Lord. The reasons given for heeding wisdom's call include not only obtaining favour from the Lord, but finding life and being blessed. Those who practice what wisdom hates, as is also what God hates, show that they are on the path to injury and death.